Today, a peaceful and relaxing Christmas painting. Hi, I'm Sarah J and welcome back to my creative space. If you're new, I'd like to welcome you here. I am an artist living in beautiful Melbourne, Australia. I will be creating a quiet night in Bethlehem. This is part of a nativity series that I have been working on the last few years. The first one was Savior, the second one was A Star, and this one will be A Quiet Night in Bethlehem. These will all be available this year as a Christmas greeting card download. So check it out on my website, sarahjartist.com. So let's get into this painting. If you're creative, get out your paints or pastels. If not, sit back and relax and let's get into it. Just setting up my paper now. I'm using a nice textured watercolor paper by Bockingford. It's acid-free 210 GSM and it's a really nice white. And I'm starting off with my woodless charcoal pencil just to get some outlines in here. With this picture, this is really something that I'm doing as an imaginative piece. So I have used some general ideas I found on the internet, a few concepts in terms of Bethlehem and what it looked like, but the rest of it really is just, I'm just making it up as I go. I had a general idea of what I wanted, which really was to have the Bethlehem town and to have the shepherds looking on from the distance with the star going right over where Jesus' birthplace is. And so that's really what I'm sketching in here, taking my time with my charcoal pencil here and really just looking to have the right structure of the picture as well, where the shepherds are placed, and ensuring that the star is front and center. Throughout this video, I will speed up and slow down. Some will be real time and some will be sped up for the sake of time. Such a special time, Christmas, as we reflect on the birth of Jesus. And I like to take the time to create new paintings. This year will be the third painting of the Nativity. And I will, as mentioned earlier, be making them available as digital downloads, as Christmas greeting cards, which is very exciting. I'm really looking forward to that, something that I've been wanting to do for a while. And I really wanted to do it this year. So bear with me. If you don't follow me on Instagram, definitely follow me on Instagram. And I will update you over the next week or so. And hopefully I'll have all those greeting cards available to purchase and download on my website, sarahjartist.com. Really wanted to get the sheep in there. At the end of the day, they're shepherds. They are in the field doing what they do, minding their sheep. So I just put a few sheep in here, and yeah, I'm happy with the composition. I feel like it's really creating that really beautiful nativity scene. It's really creating a lovely structure and composition. So my next step is to start with my paint. So I am doing an underpainting here before I put the pastels on, and I'm using my gouache. I do love to use gouache, if you've watched my painting videos before. Yes, so this time I'll do less music, and I'd be interested to know what you like in terms of when I'm doing painting videos like this. If you prefer a little bit of music, if you like a lot of music, or none at all. So really just blocking in the color, so I've sped it up for that. Or else I'll be here for a while. And so I really wanted a deep, rich sky. It is a dark night, but there's going to be a beautiful star. So I thought use a really deep and rich blue to really enhance the picture and create almost like a silhouette style. And then I've got the star, which will be the star of the show. And yeah, so I decided to bring in some trees here using a bit of artistic license. I did look up and it does say that Bethlehem actually has pine trees. So I think it was cypress pines grow in Bethlehem. I know olive trees grow there as well. But I've put some palm trees in here. I thought it was appropriate. And yes, I'm just really looking to bring in those beautiful hills now in a deep, rich green, keeping those shades really dark because they're off in the distance. And I changed my paintbrush. I really wanted to use a more pointed brush at this point because I really need to get around the cave or the area where Jesus was born. There is a lot of different perspectives online. The Bible I have read, the account, it doesn't actually really tell you, is it a stone dwelling that Jesus was born in? It was potentially made of stone because wood was quite expensive, and shepherds, according to the research I have done, would often shepherds would often dwell in rock-style caves, and they would actually cook food there, and they would also keep and store their wheat there as well. So yeah, it was interesting to sort of go through that because most of the time it's often depicted that the stable that Jesus was born in was made of straw, but we don't know that for sure. So, but in this case, it doesn't really matter because I've done it from a distance. Just getting those sheep in there and getting the outline of the shepherds in there as well. And just, I liked having them up on the hill from a distance because they'll be looking off into the city of Bethlehem. Because according to the Bible and the story, they did look for a place in the city and there was no availability. And yeah, so they had to find a place to have the baby, to have Jesus. And they were forced out into another area, which I believe was outside of town. I don't know that for sure. And yeah, so it was in a dwelling where shepherds would, I guess, normally sleep or have their horses or their sheep and their animals. So I can imagine that the actual stable itself didn't smell amazing because there are potentially lots of animals and, smells when you have animals. Anyway, so I'm really just getting some more greenery here. I'm keeping it a little bit lighter as we come towards the front of the picture because we're going darker as we go away from the picture. And also it creates like an interesting perspective here, which is kind of fun. So I did actually in ChatGPT, I actually created a poem in ChatGPT, which I'll share in a sec. At the moment, I'm just drying off that gouache layer because really it needs to be nice and dry before I start another layer of pastel. So here we go with the pastel layer. I've got my favorite little kit here, and yeah, it's a lovely colorful Faber-Castell. It's a mini kit and it's one of my favorites. I probably need to get a new one, but it's a favorite. So here I'm just going in with some light colors for the start of Bethlehem, and because it's meant to be really like the city on a hill kind of thing. And yeah, so I'm just starting off with the light colors. Anyway, so I thought I'd read you this poem that I wrote with ChatGPT. In Bethlehem town, so quiet and small, a Saviour was born for the hope of all. No rooms were free, just a stable bare, with hay for a bed and the night's cool air. Angels appeared to shepherds nearby, singing of joy that lit up the sky. Do not be afraid, good news we bring, a newborn king, let your hearts sing. The shepherds ran, their hearts so bright, to see the child on that holy night. Wise men came from lands afar, guided to him by a shining star. They bowed in awe and offered gifts, gold and incense, myrrh that lifts. Heaven kissed earth that peaceful night, God with us in humble light. What an amazing night, and how amazing to be a shepherd on that incredible historic night. So I'm just getting in a little bit more definition here on Bethlehem Township. Really just the idea is the eye is going to put the pieces of the city together, but I'm just doing hints here and there using this lovely deep brown pastel. Now I've also got the Holbein Artist pastels here, and I really like the colors in this as well, so decided to have them both open. So I've got lots of choices with the color that I potentially want to use here. So I'm starting off again with the blue here, and I just really want to emphasize around where the star is shining. So the idea with this picture is that the star it's obviously guiding them, right? So it's guiding the shepherds, and it's signifying the birth of the Savior of the world. And so I really want this to be very, very bold in this picture. And so yeah, so here I'm just really ensuring that there's going to be some really strong contrasts, and that the blue of the deep blue sky will come through here. And later I will be bringing in probably some yellow, and that way I can sort of emphasize the brightness of the star. So I have actually opted for gloves here. It does get a little bit messy after a while. And yes, I do like to use my handy gloves, and then I can just take them off and throw them away. I just wanted to stop and say I hope you're enjoying the video so far, and if you haven't already, remember to subscribe so you're notified of future videos, and like the video if you're enjoying it. Let's get back to our painting. And so with pastels, again, it's important to not lean on the picture here, so I'm making sure I don't lean on it. I actually am using a new stand that I got. It's a Mont stand, and it's a portable one as well. It's black, and yeah, so this stand, it's quite handy. And if you've seen my videos before, I actually don't like to draw flat. It's something that I learned really early on in, I guess, TAFE college when I was doing art and design, and how important it is to be able to ensure that you get the right perspective and that things are in balance. Some people can draw flat. I'm not one of them. I like to have it at an angle and upright. The only issue you have here though is you can have residue with pastel. It can fall down, so that's something that I do need to think about. I do like to use Q-tips here, and I just find them so handy. They're such a great little tool. And so I'm just really going in and blurring out some of those starry lines, I guess, and contrast here. So it's not long till Christmas. Gosh, we've got almost a month, just about a month. Have you done your Christmas shopping yet? I have done a little bit of shopping, very, very little. But I'm excited for Christmas this year. I'm looking forward to Christmas. It's such a lovely time, and I love all the twinkle lights, and I love to decorate. And yeah, so this weekend I'll be doing my house decoration. I've got the Christmas tree up, and obviously I've decorated the studio, which was really, really fun. And I love all the music. And I will be sharing a song before Christmas. So watch this space and stay tuned. And that's coming soon. Yes, I love all the beautiful Christmas music. And of course, I've been playing it for months now, let's be honest. I think there's a few of us that are slightly like this. But do you have any Christmas stories? I remember so much those early Christmas years, you know, when you had that magical start. We were allowed to open our stocking as soon as the sun came up, which was probably around 5, I suppose. And I mean, I could hardly sleep. I was so beyond excited. I was so sure that I heard Santa's sleigh so many times on the roof. And yeah, and then once the sun was up, we could open our stocking, and then we'd just have to wait and wait and wait until time for present opening downstairs. And I remember one year I really wanted these tan boots, and I was really hoping I'd get them for Christmas, and I did. I've always loved fashion, started young. And I remember those boots so clearly. As a matter of fact, I've got a similar pair now, but it's an adult pair. It's a slightly different style, but yeah, and of course, you know, we grew up in, I guess, church and going to church at Christmas and all the carol services. And in America, we used to actually walk around Christmas caroling. So you go around with a group of people. Obviously, I've got adults with me and my parents. And, you know, sometimes you take candles and you would just sing to people as you pass in their houses. So it is a thing. If you've seen it on Christmas movies, yes, it does and did and still happens. And I think there's just something about music that is very heartwarming. And obviously, from what the true meaning of Christmas, Christmas time and Christmas music has a lot more meaning and depth. And it can really bring joy because, of course, Christmas isn't always an easy time. And, you know, you may have lost a loved one. There may be difficulties or breakdown in families, and that is hard. But Christmas is a time where we can focus, I guess, on joy and the true source of joy, which is Jesus. And I'd like to remind myself that this time of year. Anyway, back to the picture. Yeah, so I'm really going in here and creating some definition around I want to use the word stable, but the dwelling. And yeah, just really want to make sure it does actually stand out and then it's clear. I want there to be a path from the top of the star right up to the mountain where the shepherds are, and because they're following that star. And yeah, so I'm just going in and creating a little bit of shadows in there and really not trying to be perfect with the dwelling. And at the end of the day, it's from a distance. So I'm really using yellow here, I guess, to signify the king, the birth of the king. So the yellow being that something significant is happening here, and it's the star will be yellow, the rays will be yellow, and the yellow will come right down up into where the shepherds are, and it will be also shining on the shepherds, the starlight shining on them just gently. So really just ensuring that this is the standout. This picture is meant to be create emotion and feeling of the majesty of the moment, of the beauty of the night, of the peace of the night. I can imagine that being a shepherd, it was very quiet and very still, and you know, it's night, so, and you're in the country, so you're not going to hear a whole lot, but it would have been so peaceful and so still, and just an amazing, beautiful moment. And I want really all those feelings to be captured, and that's what I've tried to do also with the color palette that I've used, to really create that sense of peace and calm as well. So I'm just finalizing the painting now, the picture, and putting in the fine details here. And yeah, so I'm just going to speed it up in a moment, and I'm going to let you enjoy some music while I finish the picture. I'll see you on the other side of that. Well, thank you so much for joining me. It's an absolute pleasure to spend time with you. And remember also to check out my website, sarahjartist.com. I'm also on Instagram at sarahj.artist. I hope that you enjoy the lead up to Christmas. I will be sharing more videos and shorts with you. So until then, have a great rest of the day, and bye for now. Bye. birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Snow Bear. Happy birthday to you. Hip hip.
Hooray.
Hip hip.
Hooray.
Hooray! She's a jolly good one. How good is that birthday girl? Don't even know that you've got a hat on, do you? Because you're just so in the moment.